Fox News host Jesse Waiters, and yes, I'm going to be intentionally mispronouncing every Republican's name until they get Kamala's name right. I'm looking at you, Nanki Maki.
I will say Kamala's name any way that I want to.
Jesse recently said he can't understand why a man would vote for a Democrat.
Now, I don't see why any man would vote Democrat.
Well, I have certain principles which guide my voting. First and foremost, I always vote for the team who spends less time on their hair and makeup. Second, I just won't vote for a convicted felon or a self-confessed serial sexual assaulter of women, especially when that person has been found liable for sexual assault in a court of law. I also stand in opposition to anyone who's encouraged a violent mob to attempt the overthrow of a certified federal election, sitting back for 3 hours and enjoying the violence perpetrated in his unholy name. These are the very same principles all of my Republican friends embraced back when I was still a Republican. But times have changed, haven't they? So now the biggest reason I vote Democrat is I'm a man of courage. Not the kind who needs outward displays of aggression, physical toughness, or violence to announce his manhood to the world because nothing else about him does so. I'm the kind of man who believes that the size of one's heart and intellect is more important than the size of his, well, let's just say crowds. I'm also the kind of man who has principles and stands behind them. The kind of man who won't bend over and grab his ankles out of fear or convenience, taking a pounding and giving thanks for the privilege. In short, I'm the kind of man who isn't interested in handing over his manhood, whatever the hell that means, under any circumstances. And that's simply not allowed in today's Republican Party, whose leadership is made up of political cucks, parasitic ass-lickers, and sniveling sycophants, all of whom have been willingly, almost gleefully, let's say, altered by dumb old Trump. Take a look at this. It's the trophy wall at Mar-A-Lago. There are many more trophies on the other walls, but these are the top 5. All of these guys have happily handed over their dangly bits and every ounce of dignity they ever had to the chosen one.
I am the chosen one.
But before Trump took over the Republican Party, they were all big, strong boys who courageously stood up to dumb old and spoke their minds fearlessly. Listen to tough guy Lindsey Graham.
Donald Trump, I think, is the most unprepared person I've ever met to be commander-in-chief. He's a race-baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot.
So what he said about John, I think, was offensive. He's becoming a jackass.
You won't find a friend more loyal than Lindsey. Look at how he stood up for his friend.
And you know how you make America great again? Tell Donald Trump to go to hell.
Wow. That's some tough talk. Of course, shortly thereafter, Lindsey handed over his jingle bells and assumed the position. Trump's indictments nearly brought the Graham to tears.
But you need to help this man, Donald J. Trump. They're trying to drain him dry. He spent more money on lawyers than most people spend on campaigns.
But Lindsey is not alone. Check out the tough talk from Little Markup.
This guy is a con artist. I mean, he's always making things up and no one holds him accountable for it. We are not going to turn over the conservative movement to a con artist.
Ah, but you did, didn't you? Little Markup presented his huevos sunny side up and assumed the position just like Lindsey. In 2024, he was even in the running to join Trump on the ticket, thinking, well, they didn't actually hang the last guy, so I should be okay. Plus, I can bend over way farther than Mikey. Theodoring Crude might actually top this list. Trump, along with David Pecker of the National Enquirer, accused Crude's father of being involved in the JFK assassination and made disgusting allusions to his wife's appearance. But Crude stood up to the bully.
This man is a pathological liar.
I don't get angry often. But you mess with my wife, you mess with my kids, that'll do it every time. Donald, you're a sniveling coward and leave Heidi the hell alone.
Again, really tough talk. But in the end, the sniveling coward was our little teddy bear. He too turned over his cream-filled donut holes and assumed the position. And speaking of sniveling cowards, does anyone do it better than Shady Vance? Yep, the guy Trump picked to be his running mate used to be a never-Trumper.
I'm a never-Trump guy. I never liked him.
And by never, Shady meant until his career path required some parasitic ass-licking. Look, folks, sometimes you just have to partner up with a cynical asshole. Sometimes you're jonesing and just need that cultural heroin fix. Be honest, who among us hasn't wanted to champion America's Hitler? That's right, after declaring himself a never-Trumper, Shady enthusiastically handed Trump the keys to his spunk bunkers and assumed the position. But my favorite among the top 5 is my old buddy, Denise Prager. After Trump called John McCain a loser, saying he was only a hero because he was captured, Prager was absolutely outraged. I don't recall anyone talking tougher than Prager prior to Trump getting the nod back in 2016. Check it out.
Is he out of his mind? Out of his mind? Does he know anything about anything? And then Donald Trump has the moronic audacity, it's a combination of moronic and audacious, to say this man is not a hero because he was captured? And this buffoon has the audacity not to even apologize for it? He is unworthy of being president. Is that not clear? It's disgusting. Is anything any more shameful in the United States of America?
Only your abject cowardice, Den. Prager later surrendered custody of Itchy and Scratchy, assuming the position just like all the rest, afraid he'd end up without a radio show if he remained a never-Trumper, like his old buddy Michael Medved, whose beanbag is the size of a carry-on. Kudos, Mikey. Now, dishonorable mentions have to go to Cuckold Carlson, who on January 4th, 2021, texted, quote, "We are very, very close to being able to ignore Trump most nights. I truly can't wait," end quote. And, quote, "I hate him passionately," end quote. Take a look at this photo of Senator Josh Hobley, who fist-pumped the mob on January 6th. Only to be caught later running like a little chicken shit from that very same mob. And don't even get me started on Minority Leader Twitch McConnell, who routinely allows Trump to make racist remarks about his Asian wife. This is the leadership of the Republican Party. A bunch of guys who've continually cowered in fear of dumb old Trump. This is the main reason I vote Democrat now. As a man, just say. I just loathe cowardice. Don't you? Once again, I'm me, still fully intact. Thanks for watching.